Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth, beautiful. Could have a little rain, a touch of rain in some spots. Most of it's dry this morning. Most places not going to see it. But we're going to have a beautiful day. 80 sunshine, Dublin deck tonight. Yankee Rebel on stage. Just a lot of fun. Can't wait. And we're going to be out there with the wheel of prizes, the food, the drink, and get ready for a good time. Cande, last night I watched some U.S. Open tennis. I don't know if you've turned it on yet.
I have not. I'm not that into it, but I know it's happening. How was it?
Well, I feel bad for anyone who spent a lot of money last night on a ticket for the main stadium for Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So last night, Venus Williams, who's 43, and
Right.
by the way, one of the greats of all time. We love Venus, but she's just not. I mean, she is a shell of herself, and she's one of the great champions. But she gets put into these tournaments because she's Venus Williams, and she gets what's called a wild card to go play, because the tournament directors think that she people would want to see her, and she took center court last night. Prime time on ESPN, about 7 o'clock, and she looked like she couldn't even move anymore.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
Now,
Why
I will
is she
say,
still playing?
her forehand is as strong as anyone in the game. It's incredible. But she can hardly get to a ball anymore. And she lost 6-1, 6-1. And it wasn't even close. It was it was tough to watch. And again, if Serena didn't exist, Venus might be the greatest player of all
Exactly.
time.
That's true.
Right? So this is not anti-Venus, but, when you see an athlete get to that point in their career, you just want them to, maybe sit down and take a break. And
Absolutely.
And then Carlos Alcaraz, the best player in the world, he played a set and a half, and his opponent retired due to injury, and that was that. So if you bought a ticket to Arthur Ashe Stadium yesterday, you got treated to a broken-down Venus Williams and not even half a match, really, of Carlos Alcaraz. So that's just, I feel bad. Feel bad for those folks.
Yeah. Did you decide when you're going or what's happening there?
I'm still debating. It's either going to be tomorrow or Saturday, and I still haven't decided. I'm going to get last-minute tickets here for either day. Leah's very excited. So, yeah, we'll see. The weather looks great on both days. I'm just waiting to see what day might work better, and it's going to be a last-minute decision. So, possibly tomorrow. We will see.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let me get to this article. You were intrigued when I teased this to you not long ago. Cande, now I'm about to talk about airplanes, but in the cruise world, Virgin Cruises have created adult-only cruising. You've seen this?
Yes.
Okay. And a lot of people like it. Look, if you have the kids, you have many choices. You have Royal and Norwegian and Carnival and Disney and all these choices. Virgin created adults-only cruising. Well, now, a Turkish-Dutch airline, Corendon Airlines, is introducing on their flights adult-only zones to see how it goes.
I think it's a good idea.
They're going to start with 10-hour flights between Amsterdam and Curacao, starting in November. It's about a 10 to 11-hour flight. And by the way, the airline's quote is, it's intended for travelers traveling without children and for business travelers who want to work in a quiet environment. It'll be 16 years old and above for the adult section.
I like it.
Right. I don't think it's bad. Now, the airline also made a really good statement. They said this is not meant to be anti-parents. We love parents, but get this. Parents, they say, and I agree with this, will be breathing a sigh of relief because they now don't have to worry about the reactions.
I
of other-
completely agree with that as well. I think it's
Okay.
a fantastic idea. I don't know why it's not been done before.
You're on one of these flights, you're a parent with a screaming child, you can look at someone who's annoyed and say, hey, there's an adult-only section up front you can, you could have bought a ticket for. So it suits everybody, and the adult-only zone will be in the front of the plane with walls and curtains and all these things. And it doesn't cost much more. They say anywhere from $50 to $110 extra for the adult-only section.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would pay for that though, for the quiet.
Oh, if you're flying 2 hours to Nashville, probably not worth it.
Right.
But if you're flying a 10-hour flight to Amsterdam for
Yeah,
Curacao,
it's worth it. Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, what's another $50 at that point? Or,
You got that right. Because listen, we've had kids. I've had my kids on flights when they were young, and it's difficult. It's a chore for sure. They were very good because they're my kids. But anyway, that's the mode I was in, and now I want quiet.
my kids have only been on one airplane flight when we went to Disney in 2018. We flew, and they were fine. They had no problem with it. We just haven't had a chance to fly again. COVID hit, and then the world got away from us a little bit. But we will be back on a plane eventually.
Yeah, and you'll be happy to sit with your children, and then there'll come a time where your children are adults, and you'll be like, you know what? I want to sit in the adult section.
And I have to tell you, I make a point whether it's in, I don't care. I could be at the diner. I could any restaurant. I could be anywhere in public. Pick any public place. Maybe it's an airplane. I make a point that if a parent is there with a screaming child, I do a little eye contact and a smile or whatever to let them know I'm on their side because I have children. I've been there. I want to make them feel comfortable. This is something I do, Candy.
I agree. I feel the same way.
Right. Like I will, if they're within talking distance, I will even, like if they're next to me at a table, sometimes a really good parent will look around, make sure they're not bothering anyone. I will go out of my way because I'm a great person, Candy. I will go out of my way.
Didn't realize that.
To say to the person, listen, I got kids. Don't worry about, you got to make them feel comfortable. I feel bad. I do. Don't you?
I feel bad too. Listen, nobody wants to hear a screaming kid, especially the mother of that child. So yes, totally agree.
That's right. Since we're talking about flying and destinations, USA Today analyzed over 23 million Google reviews of the 500 most popular tourist attractions in the world to determine which ones are least worth it. You should not bother wasting your time to go to these places. Do you know the top 5 are all in the United States?
Really?
Number 1, the Four Corners Monument in Arizona.
Huh.
Yeah. This is where 4 states meet, right? Isn't this where the 4 states meet in one spot?
I think so.
Is that, or am I misconstruing that? I don't know.
No, I think you're right.
The Salem Witch Museum in Massachusetts is number 2. Do not waste your time, they say, after a review of all these Google reviews. The Calico Ghost Town in California, not worth it. Number 3 on the list.
Nothing but ghosts there anyway.
The Crazy Horse Memorial in South Dakota. This whole computer analyzation says do not go there, waste of time. And the International UFO Museum in New Mexico is number 5 on the list. Now, the first foreign place that they say don't waste your time or money, Blue Lagoon in Iceland. They say not worth it.
Really?
Yes. And in the top 10 is also a place my sister Amy recently went to, the Pike Place Market in Washington State.
And they said no?
It says no. This Google review analyzation from
I want to
USA
know
Today.
what Amy thinks.
I'm going to have her text me because it says it's a waste of time. It's not living up to your expectations. Don't.
Well, I told you what didn't live up to my expectations when my parents took us to Plymouth Rock.
Yeah.
I would say, don't make a trip for that. No way.
It's 2 feet long, right?
It's a little rock in a cage with water, like right by the edge of the water. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no thank you.
No, I would put that on the list for sure.
All right, it might be. I just had like the top 10 here,
But the pike market, I'm shocked.
that's what it says. It said now Amy happened to be in Seattle for a cruise, so
Right, it wasn't like that was her destination.
right.
But I'd still like to know what she thought. I think they liked it.
I'll get the text and we'll discuss tomorrow, I'm sure. Cande, less than 20 minutes to your bald and the beautiful entertainment. Everything from Nashville to Hollywood. Got a beautiful night after maybe a touch of rain passes here. And it's really nothing really to speak of. Couple spots. We're going to have a beautiful day, beautiful night, Dublin deck. Everyone come out and enjoy for your big hump day hoedown. Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.